Oh, Isa Volpe said, "Is there something bad about trying to play e6 d5 to grab space in the center?" No, no. As I was saying, like that's kind of what ended up happening, but no, you have options there. You know, I mean, I had assets like the minority attack was just one of them. So, yeah, you'd be completely fine to do that. Yeah, I mean, you're a little bit. You have to be careful about like weakening the dark squares, I guess. Um, but not like there's some huge weakness on the dark squares for black, so it's perfectly okay. So guys, I'm here most weekdays from 10 a.m. to like 12:30 Central European time. Alright, Adrian got low on the clock and kind of panicked. So just a lot of players sort of play on out of momentum. I'm not like getting angry. The other day I was like playing on another chess site and a guy got really angry at me for not resigning right away, but you just play on out of momentum. Sometimes you don't even think about it. I mean, it's not like you're trying to insult the other guy. Alright. Now, we ever going to get to play the Caro-Kann? Because we had one guy who wanted us to play the Caro-Kann. I don't know if he's still here. Hobie's still here. Okay. Because we got a Caro-Kann by transposition, but it's not really... I don't know if Hobie you meant like a mainline Caro-Kann or... Feel free to jump in there and challenge me to a game if you're on Lichess. A few of you guys might not be. This is a 2262 in the Blitz. Yeah, if I play though, I want to have like an increment if it's Blitz. Sometimes I play Blitz on the stream. It's just hard to do. Let's play a Blitz game. Jozo, it's 5 minutes. I have to just remember that it's Blitz because I have a tendency to Slav. I have a tendency to forget when I've been playing these longer games, and I've been playing a lot of Queen C2. The Slav is probably Black's most popular defense to D4, and I think that's been the case for quite some time, 10 years or so, that the Slav has been. So this gambit line, if I take with the A pawn, it transposes to known lines, but knight takes is a kind of sideline. And bishop d7, sort of unusual looking move. He needs that square for the knight usually. He could play a5, a4, but bishop d7 is almost categorically a mistake. Having said that, though, I'm beginning to wonder. This threat of knight b4 is pretty annoying. Now I have to play a3, and it's possible that I get punished somehow. If he can make c5, then I'm going to feel like my whole opening is a failure. I'm not really sure. Maybe e4 and bishop d3. Bishop d7, I can't believe that's really Black's best move. Well, it's definitely not Black's best move, but here he's blundering a pawn. Yeah, so Jozo not really putting up the maximum resistance. However, he's still got equal material. Bishop d3 back. This preserves the e4 square. I do this all the time. I want to use my potential to attack on the king's side in this kind of position. Now, he's threatening to play c5. We're going to shut it down. We're going to shut it down, and Black doesn't have any counterplay. I mean, f6 would just radically weaken his already weakened king's side. There it is. f6. Not good, dude. This is not good for Black. Knight h4. Knight h4 looks pretty strong. However, he has bishop e8. There's no immediate mate. Maybe I should play something more flexible. Queen e2 drops my c-pawn, although I think he's getting mated in that position. Yeah, queen e2. We're not going to worry about the c-pawn. This is a little more subtle than going knight h4. Not a lot more. He's guarding h5, but now there's no really good way to defend g6. So it was good. The move order I chose ended up being like pretty huge, because queen e8 is kind of a mistake, and now h4 gets sort of into g6, and his queen gets blocked off. The bishop would have, having said that, okay, I missed f5. Wow. He's still in the game. Man, f5. That's really, really annoying. And my c-pawn is hanging. My knight is hanging. I have to go back to f3. Wow. I guess g3 should be considered. He could play knight f4 as well. This is unbelievable. I thought I was just totally winning, and maybe I'm just worse. Bishop g5 is sort of interesting. I think he had knight f4 there. It would have been a lot nastier than what happened here. Now f4 is just getting mated. Wow. But again, I better be careful I don't miss something. If I play bishop g6, knight g6, check. Well, his queen is trapped there. I mean, he can play... Yeah, it's a tragic blunder. Just when black was totally in the game, he allows that. Now he has f3. But this is mate. So Jozo, I don't know. He's kind of brilliant, but also prone to making horrible blunders. I mean, what a bizarre game. You know, it looks like he's totally lost, and in one move he's maybe winning after f5, and then he's lost in 2 more moves. So, who can tell what's going to happen? Okay, guys. We are going to, if we don't have any challengers, we're going to keep trying to play some games here. We have time for another standard game. This guy's 1700, which is classical rating, so it could be decent. It's much different than Blitz. Hello. Caro Khan was requested, and I'm going to make it happen. Yes. He asked me if, I don't know if you guys can see the type, but he asked me if I'm an IM. Let's see what happens in this Caro. Caro I like, but Caro has been not that kind to me in practice. Stylistically, I'm kind of a hyper-modern, counter-attacking player. I've done much better with the Sicilian than the Caro Khan. Alright. Let's try something interesting here. This was my first love in the Caro Khan, the Bronstein-Larsen variation. But it's pretty dodgy, so I can't really recommend it. I mean, if you want to play the Caro, you should play bishop f5 or knight d7. I play knight d7 a lot. Kind of avoided the main lines with bishop f5. Yeah, that's... You guys were talking about the last game, and it's really funny. Yeah, he played f6, and he could have played f5. And then it's like a kind of psychological thing. I mean, I didn't realize how strong f5 was. So I just left it there. And after f5, everything is totally blocked up. And I'm not even clear that I'm better anymore. So, okay. E takes f Caro never really appealed to me. I know there are people that play it. I had a friend, Nick Adams, who was here in Budapest, an American master, and he was playing that. I just don't see the appeal for playing the e takes f Caro-Kann. Knight f3, and that's probably the main move, without a question. Though white can also play g3. It's a little bit weirder because of queen d5. I'm going to play a kind of experimental move here, rook g8. Bishop f4, Karpov style. I think it was like Karpov-Miles, but that was where Miles played maybe bishop f5. I think Karpov-Miles is probably 5-6, bishop f5, bishop f4. And maybe Miles won that game, if I remember correctly. Okay, so bishop f4, it's not really like the most common move here. I don't think against bishop or rook g8 it makes that much sense. I could play queen b6 and go after the b pawn. I don't want to block my bishop in, so bishop f5 or bishop g4. Bishop f5, I guess. Yeah, interesting questions. Suede Life was asking me if I'm content with IM or going for GM. I think I was content with IM, but I'm beginning to wonder, you know, if I am, because deep down I don't think I really am. Alright, now if I take on d3 and take on g2, it's most likely my rook gets trapped with bishop g3. So it's kind of tricky, this guy. I mean, is he just hanging the g-pawn just randomly? Kind of don't think so. Let's see. And he's going to castle now, you know, so... And if this was just a random position, I would think about stuff like bishop takes d3, queen a5 check, queen a6, and try to trade the queens like Capablanca, but my h7 pawn is just hanging. So what am I going to do? So bishop d3... Bishop d3 sort of ruining my whole plan here. I think we're going to have to trade and play like queen a5 check. We could... I was thinking about like queen b5 and queen takes b2. There are some lines where you put the queen on b5, offer to trade queens like that. Maybe the simplest is bishop takes and queen a5 check and queen h5. But I don't know, this bringing his queen out seems to help him. The other possibility is rook takes g2, but I just don't see it. After bishop g3, I'm just going to lose the exchange. So bishop f4 was kind of a good answer to rook g8. Rook g8 is just an experimental move. I think that it's what the computer engines recommend, but I don't think there's much theory with it. Knight d7, bishop takes f5, queen a5 check is okay for black. But I think he should just, like, if I play knight d7, he doesn't have to take, he can just castle. It seems like white is slightly better. I have problems with my h7 pawn. And on the other hand, I don't really know what to do. Bishop g6 blocks my rook on g8. However, well, we'll solve that problem when we get there. We're not hanging a piece.